Hey, what's up, YouTube? Houston here. Let me ask you, are you doing Turo wrong? Now, what I mean by that, a lot of people are trying to jump into the car sharing business and they're trying to hop on. But the thing about it is, are you doing it wrong? And what I mean by that, are you actually protecting yourself? Now, a lot of people decide, hey, I'm going to go buy me a nice car, and then when I'm not driving, I'm going to put it on. Well, the thing about it, are you protecting yourself? Because if that car is involved in an accident, a robbery, a drug transaction or stuff like that, and you're not under a business structure, that liability can be passed on to you. All right. And most people are not aware of that. That's the reason I tell you guys, when you're trying to start your business, you need to be structured. You need to be protected. So in case anything like that happens, that liability doesn't fall back on you personally. All right. So that's number one. Make sure that you're properly protected. And are you using the correct bank? All right. Now, a lot of people, again, when they start their Toro business, first thing they do, they run to a community bank. They'll run to a credit union, they open up a business bank account. But the thing about it, is that the best way to actually start your business? Well, the reality of it, with community banks and with credit unions, they're not reporting to the business credit bureaus. And because they're not reporting to the business credit bureau, it's going to make it more challenging for you to actually build up your business credit so that you can get business funding. Okay, so some of the top banks that I always tell you about is Chase Bank. It's because Chase reports to Small Business Financial Exchange, which is shared with Dun & Bradstreet. It reports to Experian Business and Equifax Business. Then another one of your top banks is Capital One Bank. Capital One Bank reports to Small Business Financial Exchange, shared with Dun & Bradstreet, Experian Business, Equifax Business, and then the other one is Citibank. Citibank reports to Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchange, and shared with Dun & Bradstreet. Now, of course, you have U.S. Bank, you have Wells Fargo. U.S. Bank is Dun & Bradstreet and shared with Small Business Financial Exchange. Then you have Dun & Bradstreet, not Dun & Bradstreet, but Wells Fargo, Small Business Financial Exchange, which is shared with Experian and Dun & Bradstreet. Okay, so you have the major banks. Those are ones that you want to actually have a business bank account with in order for you to get business credit funding. Now, another thing in terms of your business transactions, now with Toro, I would tell you to open up a PayPal business account and then have the money transferred over to your PayPal business account and then over to your business bank account. So that way you'll be able to borrow money from PayPal without actually having to do a credit check. Okay, without that hard inquiry, also having them to put a lien on your company with their UCC lien. All right, so that's the reason that I would tell you that. Some of the things that Toro expects from you if you're a beginner starting on Toro is the qualifications. Your vehicle can't be can be older than 12 years old or newer. No more than 8 people can fit into the vehicle. So in terms of you thinking you're going to put a bus on there or something like that, they don't allow that. Okay, so another thing is making sure you have a clear title. Make sure you have a clean title. Now, in terms of the type of vehicles, they're asking that your vehicle isn't the cash value over $125,000. Okay. Now I've looked at Toro and I'm pretty sure some of those vehicles on there may be over that, but most of the vehicles are under $125,000. Okay, and that's probably because of their insurance and stuff like that. But the reason that people go to Toro is because no credit check. There's no hassle, okay? And then they provide you with more options, and they're a little more affordable than the rental car companies and stuff like that. So that's the reason people like going to Toro. Now, some of the banks that give out the best business credit cards to help you start your Toro business, and the way you want to do that in terms of being able to get a credit card and say that you need to go to an auction online or to an auction and you need to buy a car and stuff like that. I'll talk about how to liquidate that as well. But here's the thing about it. Like with U.S. Bank, okay, U.S. Bank has their business platinum card, all right? And it's for 20 months no interest on purchases and balance transfer. Now, U.S. Bank usually pulls TransUnion FICO 9, okay? In some parts of the region, they may pull your Experian FICO 9, but usually TransUnion FICO 9. So I guess it depends on, but another thing about U.S. Bank that I like about them is because when you use your business credit card, every 6 months they evaluate you and give you more money and more money without doing a hard pull on your credit, okay? So that's the reason I would say U.S. Bank. Then the next one, there's our buddies over there letting us know what time it is. It's JetBlue. JetBlue business card. Now with the JetBlue business cards from Barclays. And now they pull, Barclays is strictly TransUnion FICO 8. But the reason I'm telling you the JetBlue business card is because they don't report either to the personal credit nor the business credit. Okay? And at the same time, say that you was late making your payment or whatever, they won't report until you're actually over 30 days late, and it'll hit your personal credit. But other than that, they won't report. So it gives you that threshold. So that's the reason you want to check out the JetBlue business credit card. Now, the next one is General Motors business credit card, which is through Goldman Sachs. Now, Goldman Sachs strictly pulls TransUnion as well, which is FICO 9. Now, that General Motors business credit cards, 0% interest on purchases for up to 12 months. All right. Now you have First National Bank of Omaha. Now with First National Bank of Omaha, they pull FICO 9 Experian. Okay. Now the reason that I'm focusing more on FICO 9 because with your FICO 9, you can build it up because they would accept authorized users to help increase your credit score. So that's the reason I'm telling you about the FICO 9 cards, because it gives you more leverage. Okay, with your FICO 8 cards, they don't count the authorized users and stuff like that. So that's the reason that, you know, it's very few that's on the list. Now let's talk about Navy Federal. Again, Navy Federal business, they do Experian FICO 9. But again, just keep in mind, if you have a Navy Federal business checking account and you're doing business transaction, it's not going to report to the business credit bureaus. So just keep that in mind, all right? But Navy Federal definitely is a great option when you have a low credit score, you're trying to build up your credit and stuff like that. National Bank of Omaha, they're very flexible as well as with Navy Federal, okay? Now, the next one is Wells Fargo. Now, why Wells Fargo? Wells Fargo has the business platinum card. Now, granted, the no interest for 9 months is not a whole lot, but after 6 months, usually for sometimes as starting out a company with Wells Fargo and stuff, sometimes they may offer you a business line of credit when you first open up your account. They'll offer you a business credit card and a line of credit without the hard pull. The hard pull is for when you actually open up the account. So that's the reason I'm talking about Wells Fargo, but it is a Experian FICO 9 financial institution. Then the next one is American Express Blue Business. Okay, American Express Blue Business Cash or the Plus. The reason is because 12 months no interest. Now you can pre-qualify for this here card, for either of those cards or whatever, to see if you actually approve for those cards. But 12 months no interest. All right. And another thing, after 12 months and you have deposits going on in your business bank account, American Express will actually give you a loan through their Cabbage loan and line of credit. They'll give you a line of credit or a loan. And the thing about it is no hard pull on the credit. So if you have questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.